Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
It's time! Seconds from Game 7 or from Championship number 6. Jordan, open, Chicago with the lead! Behind the screen, Harper got a piece of it. It comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship. Tying run at second, 2 out, Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
To the far side around the 8-yard line to Hester. Under it, and to the middle at the 15, to the 20, breaks free of the 25, to the 30, to the outside, 40, midfield, 40, 30 to the coast, 20, 15, Hester 5.
For the 3rd time in 6 seasons, it's one goal achieved. The Chicago Blackhawks win the Stanley Cup. A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it through to Rizzo. It's in time, and the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to ShawnSierraSports on Sports Zone Chicago. I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, well, then I guess you found us on Facebook. And if you're not following us on Facebook, what? Come on, go to Facebook, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the like button. Sports Zone Chicago, simple. But wait, there's more. Go to our YouTube page, and if you're watching us on our YouTube channel, excellent. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, for real, all right, guys, go to YouTube, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the subscribe button, but also click the notification button. That's the little bell next to it, and that'll let you know anytime a show from Sports Zone Chicago is going live. Get it? Got it? Good. Now, you can also tweet the show. Tweet us at Sports Zone Shy, that's CHI at Sports Zone Shy. Now, if you want to follow me, just me personally online, want to know what I did? Let me tell you what I did. I made it nice and easy for you folks. Nice and easy. One handle for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. All one handle at the Shawn Sierra. Listen, I got a great show, but I need you to get interactive. So whatever platform you're watching us on, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, or our mobile app, leave a question or comment on that platform. It'll come up here in the thread. We'll put it up on the screen. We'll incorporate it into the show. And that, my peoples, is what makes this the best Chicago morning sports talk show around. And that's you. So bring them all, baby. Questions, comments, smart-ass remarks, because ain't nobody scared over here. And like The Rock said, baby, don't sing it. Just bring it. Man, we got some people in the chat already. Let's see what we're doing. Let's see what we're doing here. Woo-wee. Cornelius Squalls in the house. What up, what up, what up, Shawn? And Sports Zoners, happy TGIF. Let me tell you something. It's been one of them days, baby. It's been one of them weeks. Levette Lee. She said, happy Halloween, y'all. Levette Lee is in the house. My man Armando Emeterio. Lara Jr., he's in the house. Hey, happy anniversary to my man Junior and Patty. They're both usually in the chat. How long ago? What year was it? So Junior, I told you, Junior got married on Halloween Day in a cemetery in costume. On Halloween Day in a cemetery in costume. Patty was a bride of Frankenstein and Junior was a werewolf. I saw the video. It is crazy. It is nuts. Nuts. It was so wild that they couldn't find anyone to officiate, they said here. So they finally found someone from Wisconsin who was able to come down to Illinois, who had a license here, and was able to marry them in the cemetery. That's crazy. Black Diamond's in the house. What's up, Popeye? Says, top of the morning, gang. I seen that allegedly Caleb was playing point guard in practice. Let's see if that translates. when live bullets are flying at him. We'll see. We will see. It's the South Side himself. Michelle Walls, what up on a Mickey Ficky TGI Friday, Halloween, Bear Down, FGB. That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what I'm talking about. $1996. Ooh, you're going on 30 next year. Ooh, crazy. 1996, the number. Another sucker. Sounds of the funky drummer. Sorry, I bring a little PE out, a little Public Enemy for all my people who know. And if you don't know, now you know, homie. 1996. Damn. Junior said, the official who married us was the guy who performed weddings on Jerry Springer. Okay. Okay. Good stuff. Well, listen, too bad you didn't give me a clip of that. I should have thought of it. I could have had Steve-O put a clip together or take a clip out of it, maybe a 20-second clip out of it to show it, because that'd be pretty dope. Remind me next year, fool. My man King Booker World checking in. What's up, King Booker World? Yes, man. Ooh-wee. Let's see. Yes. So again, happy anniversary to my guy, one of my best friends in life, Armando Emeterio Lara Jr. King Booker, what's up, Papa? King Booker World says, got to be limited in participating today, but I'm listening. I'll chime in when I can. No problem, bro. No problem. No problem. I appreciate that. Hey, listen, we got a great show for you at 10 o'clock. John Sheeran. He's from A to Z Sports. He covers the Cincinnati Bengals and writes. He's a Bengal writer for sports. We're going to talk to him and get a Bengals perspective on this matchup in the Queen City. The Bears take off tomorrow, head over to Cincinnati. They face the Bengals. Now, rumor has it Joe Flacco has been playing fine, been practicing fine. So we'll see. They talked to Jamar Chase. He didn't even realize Joe was injured or was on the injured list. So we'll see. Is it just gamesmanship? I don't know. Something's a little rotten over there. Something's not quite right, but whatever. Franco Dowd in the house. What's up, Papa? How are you? This is Big Sean. What's up, buddy? Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween to you too, sir. Happy Halloween to you as well. Yes. I'm trying to think of Ghost Goblins. Yeah. Yeah, happy Halloween to you too, buddy. Listen, it's been I'm a little excited. I'm a little excited. Today's gonna be a good day. Today's gonna be a good day, and there's a lot. There's a lot. There's a lot going on, and we have a lot to talk about, man. We have a lot to talk about today. We got Bulls. Our Bulls are doing it, and I like it. Here we go. Jason from the UK checking in. What's up, Papa? How are you? It's about 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock over there in the afternoon. Thank you for tuning in, my man. I appreciate you. Frank says, Flacco worries me, man, with no pass rush and this injured secondary still. Happy Stevenson is back but still worried. Need Caleb and his offense to get us 30+. I agree. If Flacco plays, I'm telling you what, I'm going after that shoulder. I'm swiping on that shoulder. I'm coming down on that shoulder. If I get a chance to sack him, I'm coming out. I'm really ripping down on that right throwing shoulder. He's probably going to get shot up, so it might not affect him, but it might. Who knows? But I'm worried about it. I'd much rather have the other dude play Browning, because with Browning, they're averaging, 13, 16 points? I'll take that. Flacco just says, you know what, let me just throw it to Jamar Chase. He's pretty good, and he'll probably come down with the ball, which is not a bad philosophy. Not a bad philosophy. My man Rick Gonzalez in the house. Good morning, fool. FGB and smoke weed every day. Frank says Blackhawks lost yesterday. First loss of 7 games. They're looking good as well. Yes, hashtag Chicago sports, man. I love it. Hey, I told you the other day, ever since the Pope took office, things have been going our way. Cubs lost in the playoffs. Bears are playing better. Bulls are undefeated. Hawks are playing well. Yeah. Well, Jason says, yeah, not trying to hurt anyone, but if you know a player has a weakness, then test it. Hey, you're going after it. Don't come in. This is the alpha male sport of alpha male sports. Like, don't come in here and show me you have a weakness. All right? Because I'm going to exploit it. I'm going to try and make sure that we can get you out. And nothing cheap. Nothing cheap at all. I am the man. When I coached and when I played, nothing cheap. As long as it's within the confines of the rules, fair game. Okay? It's in the confines of the rules. Like, I'm not going to, like, if it, I just think that it's not smart football to go in and test his shoulder, to hit his shoulder. This is what you sign up for. This is football. This is big boy. This is a big boy sport. But yeah. So Jason says, 2:15 here, mate. Only 5-hour difference. And you guys change your clocks this weekend. Oh, yeah, we do. That's right. We fall back. So we get an extra hour. Woo! Extra hour on Saturday to Sunday. I like that kind of party. Exactly. He says, absolutely, Shawn. No dirty stuff. Just play hard. If he says he's got to play, then okay, let's go. Hey, trust me. We knew whenever I played, we knew when a guy was hurt. All right, if he has sore ribs, sore hamstrings, or something, man, we go after it. Get him out of the game. Sorry. So we've already done that. So 5 hours ahead. Oh, you guys went back already. Cool. Now don't worry about it, bro. You said, sorry, typing's terrible. Don't worry. It's okay. It's okay. But I'm excited, man. I'm excited for this weekend. Look. How do we do this? How do we do this? Ah, okay. Here we go. So the Bengals. Here's why I'm excited. The Bengals are 31st in run defense, 32nd in pass defense, or vice versa. I don't remember. I don't know if I mixed them up. They're at the bottom of the league in run defense and in pass defense. And in scoring defense. Okay? This is this is lower than whale shit. Okay? So here's what the Bears need to do. This is the most opportune time for them to get everything on track. The most opportune time. Okay? Because look, here's the deal. Here's what happened. Stop for a second. Here's the injury report. Luther Burden wide receiver, did not practice yesterday. Roschon Johnson did not practice yesterday. Dominique Robinson did not practice yesterday. DeAndre Swift did not practice yesterday. Joe Tunney did not practice yesterday. Cole Kmet, DJ Moore, limited. Romadunze, Olamide Zacchaeus, limited. Tyreek Stevenson. Who's the other dude? I don't even know who that other dude is. Amin Ogbongming Bigmiga, the linebacker. Sorry. He's a full participant, but he's just a special team. So we're not worried about it. If DeAndre Swift is out, then obviously it means Kyle Monangai is going to get the start. He might get the start anyway. Here's a good chance to let this guy really get his feet wet. Okay? Really get his feet wet. And here's why. You want him to have as much confidence as possible. And if you're allowed, and if you're able to get 100 yards on the ground against any NFL team, it gives you confidence. I would love for this young man to be able to bust through, give me $120, $130, a tutty or two. Will be good. His confidence goes up in him from his teammates goes up. The confidence in him from the coaching staff goes up. And I told you, remember, guys, I told you, this guy, this Monangai, is good. This guy is good. You don't lead the Big Ten in rushing one year, coming second in rushing in the Big Ten the next year, and not be able to play. That is big boy football. That is big boy football. So he likes to run between the tackles. If we get some good run fits, last week we got away from the run. We're averaging about 4 yards a carry, which is good, very good. We should be able to get better run fits this week, which will give Kyle Monangai solid lanes to hit. And if you watch him, when he's got a lane, he explodes through it. He doesn't him and haw and stutter step like Roschon Johnson. He sees the hole, he goes through it. So I'd like for this guy to be able to get some. And then bring Roschon in. All right, bring him in a couple times. That's if DeAndre Swift's hurt. And even if he's not hurt, he's not going to be 100%. Give Kyle Monangai more carries. Because now you're building him up. So now you really have a legitimate 1-2 punch when DeAndre Swift gets completely healthy. Junior. So I remember playing the Chiefs, and after a pilot, the middle linebacker got up limping. We ran 5 straight plays, and then we scored. After that, he was out of the game. Yeah? Yep. So Jason UK says the Bengals gave up 248 yards on the ground last week against the Jets. The Jets, Jets. We've got to really this run games really has to explode. I'm really looking forward to getting a $180 to 200. Shoot. Oh, man. Yeah, fudge crackers. I got fudge crackers. But anyway, I got to deal with an issue when we go on break. Oh, well. Can't remember. Son of a biscuit. Son of a biscuit. But it's a good week. All right, Caleb should be able to he should be able to hit some people. I'm looking for Roman to have a good day. I'm looking for DJ. I'm really looking for Colston Loveland to have a good game. I really would like for him to finally get off. All right. And not because Tyler Warren. Everyone talks about Tyler Warren. And you know what? I'm not worried about it. People like to compare. Oh, he's doing this. He's doing that. He's doing this. He would have been awesome here. He wouldn't have the same targets here. He wouldn't have the same targets. Different situations. I worry about our guys and how well they play. Minister Charles Johnson checking in. Good morning, Papa. I said good morning, SuperBack and family. Good morning, bro. No, everything's okay, Jason. Just I got to deal with issue with the website. That's all. My guy's trying to get in, and I got to help him get in. I got to help him do it on break. I'm looking forward to Colston Loveland. Give me 60, 80 yards. I don't even need 100 out of you, my man. I don't. Give me 60, 80 yards. You know? I just want to see him like Kyle Monunga. I want to see them have confidence. I want to see them have confidence. So, yeah. It's going to benefit us in the long run. If Colston Loveland has confidence, if Kyle Monunga has some confidence, and more importantly, the trust that the team and the coaching staff have in these players. Like I said, you can talk about, hey, I trust my players. You trust them. You can say that all you want until they go through wars with you, until they've gone into battle with you, until they've been on the field with you and you see them succeed. That's when your true confidence comes in. Because other than that, you're just hoping that they're going to do well. But when you see them and they hold their own, you're in there that 5 seconds of fury. That 5 seconds of fury, you see they're holding their own, they're not getting manhandled, and they're part of a successful offense. That's where the trust and the confidence comes in from your teammates and your coaching staff. But listen, I got to get the warden off to CrossFit. Okay? On the other side of the break, we will get to the top of the morning topic, so don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. ShawnSierraSports on Sports Zone Chicago.
Operator 901, where's the emergency?
127 Brymere.
Okay, what's going on there?
I'd like to order a pizza for delivery.
Ma'am, you've reached 911. This is an emergency line.
Large with half pepperoni, half mushroom.
You know you've called 911. This is an emergency line.
Do you know how long it'll be?
Okay, ma'am, is everything okay over there? Do you have an emergency or not?
Yes.
And you're unable to talk because...
Right.
Is there someone in the room with you? Just say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, it looks like I have an officer about a mile from your location. Are there any weapons in your house?
No.
Can you stay on the phone with me?
No. See you soon. Thank you.
Every day, we take steps to keep the people we love safe. But some health risks are easy to miss. Ticks hiding in the yard can spread germs, like the ones that cause Lyme disease. Mice searching for food can spread bacteria that makes us sick. Mosquitoes lay eggs in standing water and can spread West Nile virus and more. Cockroaches are drawn to water in the home, leaving behind allergens that can trigger asthma attacks. Common pests can threaten our health. Learn how to protect your family at pestworld.org.
When I'm flying, I put my helmet on, my visor down, my mask up. You don't know who I am. Whether I'm African American, Asian American, Hispanic, white, male or female. You just know I'm an American airman. kicking your butt. I'm General C.Q. Brown Jr. Come join us.
No, I don't know, though. I'm scared. I mean, you're so...
Do you know that you're in my lane? No, not at all. Are you not paying attention? Are you texting? I was just checking in with my mom. I was telling her that I thought we'd be home by 6. It's okay. There's enough time. Just pay attention. I'm not even halfway through my text. There's no way. I'm not even going to look up. My babies are in the car. You have to pay attention. It's just supposed to be a quick text. I'm so sorry.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
How do you take care of your mind health?
For my mental health, I meditate in the mornings. I have my dogs. They're the best.
I just find ways that help me just relax.
Finding things that make me happy, like being close to my family.
I meditate a lot and read books.
I have hobbies outside of the game. I'm able to switch off. I'm able to turn my brain off from the game of basketball.
Your mind health matters.
Your mind health matters.
It's a romance sport. What? It's a romance sport like that.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. Every day, no matter where we serve, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Everybody in a work zone is someone's somebody.
This is my mom. She works for KDOT.
This is my dad.
This is my mom.
This is my daddy.
This is my sister.
This is my daddy.
This is my son, Scott. He was killed while working in a highway work zone. When you drive through a work zone, drive like a life depends on it. Because it does.
Size very well. Billy has the luxury of playing him at the 2, the 3, sometimes at the 4.
Oh, block on his buddy Daniels.
Oh, wow, that was good defense. It hurt him.
Well, Porzingis makes a lot of guys look very small.
He preferred to play in that mid-range game.
He's got a great stroke. There's Buzelis.
There you go. Those guys are not shooting threes except for Porzingis. Down the road.
Oh, Jones against Porzingis. He deterred. Williams got it. Fakes it, shoots it.
There you go, Patrick Williams. And I made a comment the other day against Patrick Williams in Orlando. Josh gets his rebounds like a small forward.
He certainly got the size for it. Buzelis stop and go. Two half flush.
him dance, young man. Make him dance. Oh, my poster machine. Oh, Lord. Good job. That time. All right.
Oh, it is a
There you go. In the foul.
Jones finds Giddy. That's a three. It's good.
Giddy up. Josh Giddy.
Welcome back to Shawn Sierra Sports on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of Chicago Sports Network. That was Monday, actually. Monday. Thought Steve had yesterday or Wednesday's clips, but he didn't. That was my mistake for playing those. But anyway, those are the Bullies, baby. Those were the Bulls. Up 3-0. Bulls are doing well. Bulls are doing well, and we're fired. We are fired up about it. We're fired up about this team. They're 4-0. Have a chance to go 5-0 today. If they can win today, then go back to New York on Sunday and go 6-0. They can take these two. I think they'll split. Hopefully they'll lose in New York. They win here. At least be 5-0. It'll be the first time since 1996 that they did that. 96, 97 season. That's crazy. Crazy. But anyway, let's get it cracking, baby. You know how we do the first segment of every show is called Top of the Morning.
It won't come just when you want it.
Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
Let's see, which way do we go? Which way do we go? Which way do we go? I know where we go. We're going to go here. The Bulls, baby. What it is, baby. What it is, baby. Oh, come on. You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. Crazy. Hold on. The Bulls on Wednesday beat the Sacramento Kings 126-113 at the United Center. Let me tell you, it was a phenomenal game. Let's check it out. Matas Buzelis, the youngster, just turned 21. He led the way with 27 points, 5 rebounds. Josh Giddey doing Josh Giddey things. All right, Josh Giddey, 20 points, 8 rebounds, 12 assists. Nice day at the office, sir. What we got it here. That's what I like to see, that right there. Nikola Vucevic, 13 points, 14 rebounds, 7 assists. He thought he was Ice Cube. Thought he'd mess around, got a triple, try to get a triple-double. Big, nice game by the Vooch. The next top of the morning topic tonight. As I mentioned, the Bulls host the New York Knickerbockers at the United Center. Tip-off is at 7 p.m. Central. You can catch that game on Chicago Sports Network or listen to it on their flagship station, 670 a.m. Next top of the morning topic, Blackhawks, baby. Yesterday, the Blackhawks fell to the Winnipeg Jets up in Winnipeg, 6-3. Spencer Knight, he stopped 26 of 32 shots. Teuvo Teravainen lit the lamp for the second time this season, along with Vlasic. He lit it for the first time. And Burakovsky lit the lamp for the third time himself. Assists on the night. Connor Murphy, 2 assists, his first 2 of the season. Connor Bedard, his 7th and 8th of the season. I don't know why I put Murphy twice. And Lezhinov, his 4th helper of the season. Hawks have been playing well up until yesterday, and yesterday was just a tough one. They faced the captain, my captain, Jonathan Tays. He's from Winnipeg, plays for them. He had an assist in the game as well. Sticking with the Hawks, and the next top of the morning topic, the Hawks travel to Edmonton tomorrow to face the Oilers. Puck drop is at 9 p.m. Central. Remember, Edmonton's on the west coast of Canada, for those of you who don't know your geography. You can catch that game late on Chicago Sports Network or listen to it on their flagship station, 7:20 a.m. The next top of the morning topic, World Series Game 6 tonight. Tonight from north of the border in Toronto. First pitch is at 7 p.m. Central. You can catch that game on Fox 32 or listen to it on ESPN 1000. Excuse me, that's 1000 a.m. The probables for tonight's game for the Dodgers, Los Dodgers. Yoshinobu Yamamoto is 3-1 with a 1.57 in the ERA in the postseason. Going up against Kevin Gausman for the Blue Jays, who's 2-2 with a 2.55 ERA in the postseason. So now, it's do or die. It's do or die. Do or die for the Dodgers. I don't know. I don't know if I have a dog. I don't have a dog in the fight per se. Okay. But I like the Dodgers to win. I don't know why. It's my FGB shirt. I'd like the Dodgers to win. I know they spent a lot, but that's not our fault. It's not our fault that my White Sox people, it's not our fault that our guy doesn't want to spend. And the Cubs guy seems to spend a lot of money. But I don't have the same vitriol or anger or hatred toward the Dodgers that I do, or that a lot of people have toward the Yankees. Because I don't even hate the Yankees that much. I like the Yankees. I respect them. I think tonight, Shohei really needs to become a factor. He wasn't a factor in the last two games, and that's a big reason why they lost the last two in LA. I'm talking about the Dodgers. Shohei really has to, he's got to come up and be a problem, a Mickey Ficky problem. And if he is, well, guess what? The Dodgers have a chance. They have a chance to extend it to Game 7, which would be tomorrow, for all the marbles. I got to get past the Blue Jays tonight. This Blue Jays team is the model of resilience. They play fundamentally sound baseball. Very rarely will they chase. They have a whole bunch of good guys with one or two superstars. Vlad Jr., superstar. Bo Bichette, I don't know if I'd call him a superstar. Maybe a star. Okay. Pitching has done really well for them. They just do not shoot themselves in the foot. They can hit. Again, they're all not boppers. That's the crazy part. They're all not boppers. They can hit the home run. Don't get me wrong. But man, they will double you to death. They will single you to death. They'll go shopping at the Gap on a consistent basis with runners on. So it's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a tough one for the Dodgers. Like I said, if gun to my head, truthfully, I really don't care. But if you put a gun to my head, I would say, and I had to pick, I would pick the Dodgers. But I'm not happy. I won't be upset if Toronto wins. It's just not. I don't have a true dog in the fight. I mean, you guess I could say I want America to win and not Canada, Canadian team. But they're filled with American players anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But it's going to be a good game for those of you who still love baseball. And it's tough when it's not your team. I know a lot of people couldn't give a rat's ass about this World Series because, again, Cubs aren't in it, Sox aren't in it. Your team isn't in it. However, good baseball is being played. And if you're a baseball fan, then you definitely care about how this series goes. You like watching good baseball, which I do. I love watching good baseball. Michonne says, don't count out the LA Dodgers. I'm not counting them out at all. They already won in Toronto. They won in Toronto, so Toronto knows that they can't take this team lightly. One, you're in the World Series. How can you take a team lightly? How can you count someone out? How can you overlook them? You can't. You're in the World Series. You got here for a reason. And, oh, yeah, by the way, the Dodgers are the defending World Series champs. Vlad Jr. is a stud. Stud. Yes. How proud are you if you're Vlad Sr.? How proud are you? They show him a lot of times in the suite at the games. And it's crazy because I remembered Vlad Jr., he'd be on the field. Vlad would be there warming up, 4 or 5 hours, 3 or 4 hours before the game, taking batting practice and things like that. And Vlad Jr. would be on the field with him. You remember him. And now he's one of the stars of this Toronto Blue Jays team that's in the World Series. Junior says it's the Latino in you that you like the Dodgers. It could be. Could be. Jason says, okay, friends, give me your advice. Which baseball or NBA team do you think I should get into and why? Feel like I should get into something to add to the football. What do you think? It's a good question. It's a good question. The Bulls are a good team. They're not a championship contender, but they are a definite playoff team. If you want a team that's probably going to go a long way, look at the defending champs, the Oklahoma City Thunder. For basketball, for baseball, you got the Dodgers. The Phillies were good. Who else? Obviously, the Blue Jays. You can go Cubs if you want to stick with Chicago. I'd say stick with Chicago right now because they're on a move up. They're playing some really, really, really good basketball. Really good basketball. Really fun, really exciting basketball. I would say that. Black Diamond. He says, Jason, follow the Bulls because they had the GOAT. Yes, they did. Yes, they did, Doctor. Yes, they did. Let me keep it moving. The next top of the morning topic. I got one more. 2 former Chicago Sky players, Ella Deladon and Candace Parker, will be inducted into the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame in spring of 2026. Huge, huge honor for those women. But was there ever a doubt? Was there ever a doubt? All right. Elena Deladon was she's probably the best draft pick in Sky history. 2nd overall in 2013, 2 MVP awards. She led the Sky to a finals appearance in her 2nd year. But then she requested a trade, if you recall. And according to Alyssa Hirsch, who covers the Sky for the Chicago Sun-Times, excuse me, she became the first WNBA player to join the 50-40-90 club during her 2019 MVP season. If you don't know what 50-40-90 means, you shoot 50% from the field, 40% from three-point land, and 90% from the free throw line. Yeah, she went on to be a stud, big-time stud. Candace Parker, Naperville native, we know that. The number one high school player in the country. Went to Tennessee and Pat Summitt. Won a couple of national championships over there. She won championships with the LA Sparks in 2016, Chicago Sky in 2021, and the Las Vegas Aces in 2023. She's got 2 league MVPs. Congratulations to both of these ladies, both Sky legends. I really miss Elena Deladon. She was no joke. She requested the trade because remember, the Sky, there's a lot of dysfunctionality going on up there. All right, they were practicing in what used to be the Berto Center where the Bulls used to practice before they moved to the Advocate Center next door to the United Center. And the Berto Center, the building became like a public gym, public facility. So they would practice there. They'd have to bring their stuff and take it home. They had nothing of their own. And that was one of the biggest things that biggest reasons why players didn't want to come here. They showed no commitment to the benefit of their players, sharing practice space with the public. So when they decided to build the new arena over in Bridgeview, not Bridgeview, it's Bedford Park, not Bridgeview, Bedford Park, that's going to go a long way in bringing in free agents. Because now you're going to have your own practice facility. You don't have to take your shit home. You leave your stuff there. If you want to stay there, I'm sure they're going to cook meals for you, have a weight room there, the whole nine. A rehab center, training facility, get iced, the whole nine. Training room, everything. Training table. That left Kalia Copper, who was the MVP, the finals MVP when we won it. She demanded a trade as well. But now we're getting this. Jason says, basketball or baseball is my question. Am I setting myself up for more Chicago sports misery? It's only going to be Chicago team, Shawn. Oh, okay. Then right now, look at the Bulls because they're growing. They're growing. They got a lot of young players, a lot of players 26 and under. And their best player, probably Matas Buzelis, just turned 21. He's a kid out of Hinsdale, western suburb. Everybody on the circuit knew this kid. And this is why Kendall Gill, this is awesome. Kendall Gill got a lot of flack from people last year when he said, we have our Cooper Flagg. Remember, Cooper Flagg was the number one draft pick, the consensus number one overall pick this year. Came out of Duke. He went to Duke for one season. And everyone talked about, Cooper Flagg. And Kendall Gill says, we got our Cooper Flagg. We got a guy as good or better than Cooper Flagg, and that's Matas. And people came at him like crazy online. And Kendall addressed it the other day with Cameron Smith, now the new host of the Bulls pre- and post-game show. And he's like, listen, man, this is what I tell you. He goes, people who know the game, he goes, I played 15 years in the NBA. I played high school, division, University of Illinois, 15 years in the NBA. I know basketball. He goes, hoop heads, gym rats. He goes, they know talent when they see it. He goes, I saw this guy. I saw what he had, and I stood by it. And I love it. I'd say basketball, Jason. The Bulls are a fun team to watch, my man. They are fun. They're one of 4 or 5 remaining teams that are unbeaten. We'll see if they can up their record to 5-0 tonight when they face the New York Knicks at home. But I would say basketball. And let me tell you something. If you ever get to come, I would suggest, Jason, if you come to Chicago next year, come to a Bears game, and then go to a Bulls game. Make sure you find a week where they're at home so you can catch the Bears on Sunday, and then the Bulls on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever day it is. It is an experience. I'll tell you what. The last couple years, the Bulls have sucked. But the game day experience is pretty damn cool. It's pretty damn cool. So I would definitely say follow the Bulls. See if you can download Chicago Sports Network. See if you can download Chicago Sports Network. I don't know if it works or how it works in London because you're overseas, but you could download it. You could watch it on your phone, on your smart TV. You can do that. You can watch the Bulls, Hawks, and the White Sox. Obviously, the Bulls and Hawks right now. You can start getting up on it. So just check out CHS. Like I said, I don't know how it works in different countries. It's across the pond. But yeah, check it out. So if the Bulls are your choice, so not only will you be saying bear down at FGB for fuck Green Bay, but you'll always be saying see red. That's the Bulls' little slogan, see red. Sox game 2, Shawn, just for the food alone, FGB. Yeah, Jason, I'm telling you, the White Sox have been consistently in the top 5 in ballpark food for the last 6-8 years. Yeah, now the team sucked. My White Sox suck, but the game day experience and the food at Sox Park is second to none. Well, listen, let me take a break. On the other side of the break, we're going to welcome John Sheeran from A to Z Sports. He covers the Bengals from the Queen City as we prepare for our matchup against these Bengal Tigers on Sunday. We need to get on track. So we're going to talk to John Sheeran on the other side of the break. So don't go anywhere, folks. Do not go anywhere. Keep it locked right here. ShawnSierraSports on Sports Zone Chicago. Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Time out. How are you feeling right now? Happy? Excited? Angry? Overwhelmed? One of the best things you can do for your mind health is to name what you're feeling. It can sharpen your awareness and help you talk about your feelings with someone you trust. Here are 3 questions to ask yourself. Where are your thoughts right now? In the past, the present, the future? Do you notice any sensations in your body? Is your heart beating fast? Is there a flutter in your stomach? Or are you fully relaxed? What do you need right now? Time with others? Time to yourself? Remember, There's power in this awareness, so find ways to identify what you're feeling today.
At a time when the news seems as subjective as the partisan politics dividing this country, independent professional journalism has become a resource people need to get the honest and accurate information for their lives. That's why I created gervondextersr.com. As a born and raised Chicagoan, I know this city better than anyone. So my investigative stories are all original, and they'll go deeper to expose the truth by using information obtained from public information databases and in-depth interviews with the movers and shakers. My future stories will introduce you to people and businesses who are changing the world, not just Chicago. My missing person stories will spotlight those who you don't hear about in the mainstream media who are often overlooked. If you want to hear my personal views on things around the world, check out my blog site, which is based off of factual information on my life experiences. There's also past episodes of my weekly sports podcast show, What's Up Cuz, that I host with my real-life cousin, Lance Urban. So if you're looking for all this information and more, check out jcoydenreports.com and follow me on Twitter at jcoyden.
Every day we take steps.
The penalties to me is what stands out first and foremost. You know, we still have some of the pre-snap issues. There's occasional not getting lined up quite right. There's occasional not getting the motion quite right. And so that stuff it adds up and it hurts us. We get away with it occasionally, but it's just not the way you win in this league. And so I think, I really put it on the leaders there in that locker room to get this ship going the right direction in that regard. Us coaches, we've been pounding that drum now for a while, and we haven't gotten the results we wanted. So it's on the leaders here on this team to get us right.
Welcome back to ShawnSierraSports on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of the Chicago Bears. That was the man, $50,000, the head coach, Ben Johnson. Have you pounded that drum? Now it's time for the leaders to kind of take control of it, which I don't agree with. You're a leader. You're the leader. And we talked about it last week. We talked about what can be done. We said there's ways. Hey, you keep screwing up, you get fined. You keep screwing up, you get your playing time gets affected. There's ways. There are ways to make people acquiesce, to get people focused. So that's my second thing with Ben Johnson now. I'm like, come on, Baba. I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling that at all. We have a huge opportunity on Sunday. A huge opportunity going into Cincinnati with a team that isn't playing very well. They're very subpar defensively. They have a good offense, depending on whether or not a 41-year-old backup quarterback plays. If he plays, they're a lot better because they got probably the top receiving tandem. If not the top, they're in the top two. Either them or Minnesota, wide receiver tandem in the NFL. And Joe Flacco is like, you know what? I don't know a lot about a lot, but I do know this. If I throw it to Jamar Chase, he's probably going to catch it. And the other guy was with him leading the way. They're averaging, 13 points, 16 points a game? I like that guy. I like that guy running the show over there. We're going to find out. My next guest is a Bengals writer for A to Z Sports. What is that? From A to Z Sports. You can find him on Twitter at John_Sheeran. That's SheeRan. Let's welcome for the first time here on ShawnSierraSports, John Sheeran. John, what's up, Baba? Good morning. How are you?
Morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, my man. I am doing well. Thank you for asking. First of all, where are you located? Are you in Cincy?
I am in Cincy. I'm about a few miles outside of downtown.
Okay. Cool, man. Well, welcome to Sports Zone Chicago, and my show is ShawnSierraSports. I appreciate your time, my man. I really, really do, especially in light of our our head-to-head matchup on Sunday. The defense for the Bengals is one that is really, really struggling this year. What can you guys do? Because Caleb has had a couple of good games. Nothing great. But our running game before last week, when we decided to go against, to stop going to the run, was putting up 200-plus yards a game the previous two coming out of the bye. What do you think your biggest concern is facing our offense?
So this was a matchup that I looked before the season when obviously Ben Johnson took over, a revitalized interior offensive line. My biggest concern with the Bengals defense heading into the season was their defensive line and the fact that they were relying on a lot of guys that have been drafted in recent years and just haven't really shown anything, but they were hoping that they could develop them under new defensive coaching staff. And that was always I was always skeptical of that plan because I just didn't think it was enough. And that's been pretty much the case. Like, I'm sure you guys are aware of TJ Slaton, former nose tackle from the Green Bay Packers. He's been somewhat of a help for sure. I think he's a solid player, but for the most part, it's not a very good defensive line. They don't create a lot of disruption, and there's not a lot either in the run or the pass, really. So I think that is arguably a really strong mismatch. That favors Chicago in that sense, their offensive line and the way that Ben Johnson gets those guys moving laterally and everything like that. That's something that can definitely cause problems, I think, for the Bengals, who defensively just there's not a lot that they do well. Like, outside of Trey Hendrickson, they don't rush the passer very well. They don't win as pass rushers. Miles Murphy and Shamar Stewart, they need to take big jumps there, and that just hasn't happened. They're starting two rookie linebackers in Demetrius Knight and Barrett Carter, and as you can imagine, there's a lot of ups and downs that go with that, probably more downs than anything. And I think their secondary is playing, I think, okay outside of the disadvantages that the front seven is creating them, but it is hard to play well as a secondary when your defensive front is not creating any disruption and quarterbacks can just hold the ball there. So if you're looking for any sort of a confidence booster as a quarterback, playing the Bengals defense right now is probably your best bet.
Well, we hope to take advantage of that because we really need to get back on track. As I said, the first 2 weeks out of the bye, the Bears discovered this new thing called running the ball, which was crazy. And they did a pretty good job of it. Last week, they kind of went away from it, which boggles my mind because Ben Johnson's offense is run in the play action pass. So I would imagine this week, they're going to try and get back to the run and try and take advantage of it because the run fits those first 2 weeks were really good. And you're saying, and from what we've seen, the defense is having a rough time this year. Do you think it's a good chance that we can get back to maybe 200-plus yards on the ground this week against you guys?
Listen, if the Jets can rush for 250 yards, I can't imagine what any other team can do, right? Like, and again, like, part of that is with Justin Fields, is what he does, right? And Caleb can also scoot as well. But when you get guys outside the pocket like that, it does put the Bengals defense in the bind because they're athletes. Like, I'm not going to say that they're slow or anything like that, but they're not playing with a lot of confidence right now. And I think that's showing up in their angles and just kind of driving through tackles. It's just a lot of inconsistency. And I think a lot of their defensive success this year, it hasn't been a lot, but anytime it has been happening, they've been capitalizing off turnovers, right? And that's kind of how they've stayed in these games. And when the offense is showing up with Joe Flacco, like, they have to win these shootouts, right? So it does benefit if the quarterback does put the ball in harm's way, and I think the Bengals have done a good job of taking advantage of that. But again, when your pass rush is not winning outside of a guy who right now is dealing with a hip injury and may not play, it's tough to create that disruption. It's tough for cornerbacks and safeties to really capitalize off bad throws because if the quarterback has so much time and you're running the ball with success because your second-level defenders aren't tackling well, not a lot you can do.
One of the guys, and this is going to be my next question, one of the guys in the chat wants to know, what is Trey Hendrickson's injury status?
Right. So he suffered a hip injury against the Green Bay Packers at FGB. I'll go on that train right now. He suffered a hip injury back in week 6. He missed week 7 against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he played about 23 snaps last week against the Jets. He ended up taking on like a combo block, and it kind of re-aggravated his hip, and he didn't play the rest of the game. So he has not practiced so far this week. They have just one more light practice, I believe, as we're recording this right now. And even if he doesn't practice then, I wouldn't count him out necessarily from playing the game because he is a tough SOB. But I don't think he's anywhere close to being 100% right now. And even if he does play, it will be probably on a limited basis. I don't think he's definitely not at 100% right now.
That is great news for us Bear fans. because even if he does play and he's not 100%, because that dude is a game wrecker. That Joker is a game wrecker, and he's going to be a big problem for us at 100%. The fact that he's not 100% is a big help to us. Anyone we should be concerned about in the second level or third level linebacking crew or DBs that are, just game changers?
I think DJ Turner right now is playing incredible football as a cornerback. He's always been a really good athlete. He was like a 4.2 player coming out of college out of Michigan. And I think when you have really fast straight line athletes like that, the biggest issue for them is how can they stay in the hip pocket, right? How can they control that athleticism? How can they find the ball? And now in his third year, he's starting to do that at a better level than I ever really could have expected. So he's playing really well as a man cover cornerback, and he's been the star of the secondary. Other than that, though, like Dax Hill is playing okay in the slot. He's a really good athlete as well. And he's someone I had a lot of high expectations about, but I think he's been about average or here or there. Everywhere else, though, like again, the linebackers are just not. They're anything but assets right now. Demetrius Knight Jr. and Bear Carter are both rookies. Bear Carter ended up taking the job of Logan Wilson, who's been a veteran in this defense for the last handful of years. Now Wilson is benched and wants to trade. And Carter, again, like he's a really good athlete, and I think they like his communication style and the ability to just call the, take the place from the defensive coordinator. But again, his tackling is just so inconsistent, and so is Demetrius Knight Jr. So they're both really fast athletes who can get to the ball, but once they're there, all bets are off as to what happens, right? The angles are bad, and it's led to a lot of big plays that really just shouldn't happen.
We're hoping a lot more big plays happen this year because there's a lot going on here in Chicago. Caleb Williams obviously has a new head coach, as we all know, Ben Johnson, and that relationship that we have hasn't really unleashed Caleb. Now, undoubtedly, we've seen improvement. Definitely seen improvement, but he's still a work in progress. That you would look at as a Bear fan, say there's, as we have, you've seen improvement, but there's a lot of work to do. So we're hoping that this is one game that we can really take advantage of the subpar performance that you guys are really playing this year to kind of help us in what it is that we want to go. Let's go to the other side of the ball, though. All right, this is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde offense.
Yep.
Give us the status. We heard this morning that was Jamar Chase didn't realize that Joe Flacco was even hurt or on the injured list. Who do you think starts on Sunday? Because big difference between quarterbacks and who starts. So who do you think? And what the injury report showed for yesterday?
Yeah, so Flacco is dealing with an AC joint sprain in his shoulder. I believe he hurt it against the Jets. He didn't end up missing any snaps, but he did have to go back into the locker room and get it checked out. And he did not practice Wednesday. Again, he's 40 years old. He's got a sore shoulder in his throwing arm. God knows how that goes and what can happen if he injures it again. But I think he's on track to play. He was limited on Thursday, and obviously Jamar Chase didn't notice any difference. But I think they wanted to manage him earlier this week just to see where he was, with the plan of eventually having him play on Sunday. I think there was a scenario, there could have been a scenario in which he didn't practice at all this week, and they would still have him start Sunday if he was able to go, just because this guy was traded to the team a handful of weeks ago, and he started on basically 0 practice reps, and he was at least okay for half of a game against the Packers there a couple weeks ago. So I think they trust him to just go in there without any actual live reps. He's played 200 plus games. He's seen everything that you could possibly see. So I think the live reps aspect is not necessarily what their concern is. The concern is obviously, can he push the ball like he can, as Joe Flacco has done for almost 2 decades now. So I would expect him to play, but again, if I'm the Bears, I'm probably targeting that shoulder if I get a chance to hit him, because again, God knows what can happen if that happens.
And that's so funny. That's exactly what I said. I'm like, I'm not nothing cheap, but like I'm coming down on his arm if I have, if I have a shot, if I'm about to sack him, maybe drive him into the turf and his right shoulder, to something. We know that's a weak spot, and anything within the confines, I'm cool with. Nothing illegal, nothing cheap. But if it's within the confines of the rules, I'm down with it, because I don't want that sucker saying, let me just throw it to this Jamar Chase guy because he's pretty good, because good things tend to happen when that joker is targeted, and we don't want him targeted as much as you guys want him targeted. Talk to me about the difference between those two quarterbacks that you guys have, because, Joe Flacco, it seems like he found the fountain of youth with these two, with T. Higgins and Jamar Chase?
I think the difference has been just playing on time. And with Jake Browning, when he was in there for those 3 weeks, he was pressing too much. I think he was trying to force the ball to Chase and Higgins in ways in which like he wasn't seeing things as quickly as he should have, and the windows just weren't there. And that's where you had too many forced incompletions, and the windows just weren't open when he was getting rid of the ball. And obviously, he doesn't have as much zip on the ball as Flacco does. So when you're late and you have less velocity there, it's a lot easier for defensive backs to make a play on the ball. So he was pressing, and he was making a lot of bad decisions, and those decisions were going into turnovers. And now Flacco is interceptionless in his 3 starts with the Bengals so far, because I think he's just playing more on time. I think he just knows what to expect, and he's just seen these things and he's seen these concepts before. And obviously, Chase and Higgins do a really good job of getting open pretty quickly. I think with Chase specifically, like the whole thing for the past handful of years with him has been, defenses are keying in on him and they're bracketing him. So there's not a lot of space for him to get open deep. So they've been force feeding him the ball really close to the line of scrimmage. His average depth of target with Flacco has been like 6 yards or something like that, which is like the lowest for you guys with that many targets. So he's getting the ball a lot, but these are essentially like elongated handoffs, right? So the key is obviously to get some hands on him and maybe try to wrap up. But obviously he forces more missed tackles than any receiver in the league right now, and he can always be a game breaker when he has the ball. So I think Flacco just understands the assignment: get the ball to number 1, get the ball to number 5, but get it to them on time and on target and in rhythm. And I think that's been the biggest key as to why this offense is now efficient with another backup quarterback, whereas they weren't with the previous backup.
That makes sense. Guys, we're on with John Sheeran. He's a Cincinnati Bengals writer for A to Z Sports. We're talking Bears-Bengals matchup right here on ShawnSierraSports on Sports Zone Chicago. Flacco's a vet, man. And the one thing that which is what we're trying to get Caleb Williams to do, get your playmakers the ball soon.
Mm-hmm.
Get them the ball now. Because as you guys know and you've seen for many years, Jamar Chase can go. He can get a lot of yak. Get him the ball. Let him do what he does. Make a lot of people look silly. Make them miss. He's strong enough to stiff arm you or run through a bullshit tackle. T. Higgins the same. And that's what we're trying to get Caleb to do, is get the ball to these playmakers. We got DJ Moore. We have Roma Dunze. We had Luther Burden, although he's in concussion protocol. We have Olamide Zacchaeus, who had a really good season. We have Cole Kmet. We have Colson Loveland. We have receivers. We have people who can make it happen. Get them the ball earlier. And as a veteran, you understand. You realize you're not Superman anymore. In your 20s and in your early 20s and mid 20s, you feel that way. But as you get older, you're like, well, let me play smarter. Let me get it to them. Let them do what they do, and the numbers still go on my stat sheet. So that's what we're gonna have to worry about is Flacco, if he plays, which we're assuming he will, getting the ball on time to those guys, because those guys are crazy playmakers. Talk to me about the run game. How is your run game? How's your offensive line when it comes to the run game?
I think that's been the most interesting thing about going from Browning to Flacco, because Flacco, I think, is a lot more comfortable operating from under center, and therefore the under center passing game has improved. And I think because of that, I mean, this has been a problem for the Bengals for ever since really Joe Burrow took over. Joe Burrow's always been a guy who operates out of the shotgun, and therefore whenever they went under center with Burrow, everyone knew it was a run, and defenses would just key in on it, and it would just be completely inefficient, and they had to completely rework the run game. The under center run game under Joe Flacco's command has been a lot better, and I think that's just boosted the run game as a whole. They're obviously more comfortable, and the base of their offense is running out of the shotgun or in the pistol, because that's where Burrow is more comfortable with. But I think when Flacco has been starting to, execute these under center play action concepts and under center passing concepts, that has opened up the under center running game. And I think the offensive line has been a lot more in sync with some of those concepts. Now Chase Brown has been a lot more efficient in the past couple of weeks, and Samaje Perine is going to get his touches as well. They've been about a 60-40 split in terms of snaps and attempts here and there. So it's going to be mostly Chase Brown, but I think there's been a lot more diversification in the run game. And because of that, defenses are a little bit slower to key in on it, and that's allowed some more holes to be opened up. And Chase Brown is one of their most explosive athletes on the entire roster, right? So if you give him a little bit of a crease, he's going to be able to burst through there. He's got a great juke move to his credit as well. So the run game has been improved since Flacco has taken over, and that's allowed the offense, I think, to be a lot more balanced, and therefore allowed them to score more points. So the run game has taken a jump, and that's something that I think the Bears should key in on as well, because that was not the scouting report for this offense a month ago.
Unfortunately, that's been a rough one of our Achilles heels was the run game. So that might do, that could be a plan of attack. If I'm Cincinnati, I'm saying their run game has been giving up a lot of yards. Let's attack that, which will help our pass game. How is your offensive line in regards to pass pro? Is there a weak link? How many sacks are they? Sacks? Talk to me about that aspect. We can't get through a wet paper bag. 2 weeks ago we had 4 sacks, and that was mind-boggling to us Bear fans. We might have a negative pass rush, if anything, because our pass rush really, really sucks.
Hey man, birds of a feather with the Bengals defensive line, right? So this may be just 2 quarterbacks just chilling in the pocket, I guess. I mean, the Bengals offensive line. I mean, this has been a thing for the last decade. I think right now you have 2 starting rookie guards in Dylan Fairchild and Jalen Rivers, who there's promise with them. Rivers had a pretty good game last week against the Jets, and I think Fairchild has grown a lot in the 8 weeks that he's starting. But ultimately, pretty inexperienced guys who can struggle against quicker, twitchier defensive tackles. Ted Karras has been a veteran in this league for a long time at center, and just as stout as they come. But again, the quicker that you have, guys in the interior with your stunts and your games and everything like that, it can definitely cause some problems along the interior. The tackles are where they should feel the most comfortable about in their pass pro. I think Amarius Mims is still on track to be a pretty decent player in this league. He's still really young, just a second-year starter, but guys with power who can kind of, with these inside counter moves, they can get to the best of him. What's really unfortunate, though, is left tackle Orlando Brown. He had a really good year last year before he got injured with his knee, and he just hasn't really been the same player since. I think speed is his real Achilles heel along the left edge of the offensive line. Guys can get under his pads because he's 6'8", 340 pounds. He's never been the quickest guy anyways. So if you have a smaller, twitchier right defensive end, a right edge rusher who can get under the tackle's pads, that's a key to success for Orlando Brown Jr. And typically, the Bengals are okay with guys losing speed off the edge because Burrow has always been able to step up in the pocket. And I think Flacco can do that a little bit as well, but obviously Flacco is not the athlete that either Brown or Burrow is. So pressure to the outside can impact him more often than some of the other quarterbacks that they've had. So if you have speed off the edge against Orlando Brown Jr., that's a definite advantage for you.
We had an issue with our left tackle, Braxton Jones, who was coming off a broken ankle and didn't really get a chance to train this offseason because he was rehabbing the ankle. So he was a 5th, 6th round pick out of Southern Utah. Did a good job in starting the previous 3 years. But there's one thing is he wasn't bottom heavy. He has skinny legs. And when you take on those bull rushes, you got to be able to absorb it. And with that injury, he just wasn't able to absorb it because he was so far behind in training this offseason because he was rehabbing. So we get that. So we moved the guy over to the left tackle that we feel comfortable with now. So we're kind of in the same boat. And so I believe me, I feel your pain. Talk to me about your head coach. This guy, Zach Taylor, is do you think you guys have a coaching advantage? Or is it on par? Or do we have talk to me about your guy, Zach Taylor?
Oh, Zach. He's rightfully under fire right now because this whole plan that they had this year about, hiring a new defensive staff and kind of resetting things on that side of the ball, it kind of gave him a pass for last year when they missed the playoffs with these generational seasons from Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. And I don't think that Zach is necessarily a terrible head coach. I think he does most things well, but they lose consistently in the same ways. And at that point, you have to look at who's in charge of the whole operation there. And that's, I think, where, the biggest criticism of his is. And when these games come down to the wire, you don't trust him to manage the game as well as he should. And there are definitely some questionable calls there in the most high leverage situations. And most of the time, Burrow has always been able to get him out of that mess and, lead them to victory. But without him out there, it's a different ball game, right? So I think with Zach right now, if the game is close and you're dealing with, these high leverage situations, I don't have a lot of trust in him to manage that. And I don't know Ben Johnson, the head coach, enough to say whether or not he has the advantage in that situation. But I think with Taylor, the resume is pretty long and he's definitely running on borrowed time right now, and he needs to pull out some magic in order to get out of the season alive, I would say.
Okay. Well, then before we let you go, man, I really enjoyed having you on, man, dude. Evan hooked me up with some of you guys, and you guys are awesome, man. I appreciate you having you on. But do me a favor, though. Let me get a prediction.
Okay. Well, I know the Bears are rightfully favored in this one because, again, the Bengals defense can't stop a Pee Wee team out there. And until they prove otherwise, I think that just needs to be accepted. I think this could be a high-scoring game, though, for sure. I think the Bengals offense still has a lot of confidence. And like you said, the Bears pass rush isn't quite where it should be. So I'm going to say this game is at least in the high 20s, but I'll give Chicago the slight edge here. I'll give it like 30-27.
Okay. Well, if I don't know if you realize this, but a lot of our cornerbacks are out. Jalen Johnson, our number one Pro Bowl cornerback, is out. Our slot receiver who just got a new contract, Kyler Gordon, he's out. Our number two, our backup, our first backup cornerback, Terrell Smith, is out for the season. Tyreek Stevenson is our only starting cornerback who's there. So, and you guys got two stud receivers.
Yep.
You got two stud receivers, and if Flacco plays, I'd pick whoever Tyreek Stevenson doesn't have. So if he's covering Jamar Chase, which is probably the dude he's going to cover, then T. Higgins, you got to go up against our fourth or fifth string cornerback, and that's not good at all.
The Bengals offense is going to eat. I think like they're pretty matchup prone at this point, or like they can score just about anybody at this point. But in terms of the overall confidence in that locker room, in terms of winning games and finishing games, especially on defense, I just think that the Bears have the potential to kind of have a little bit of a get-right game after what they did last week against Baltimore. So that's just kind of where my mind is right now.
Cool. John, great stuff, buddy. I appreciate it. But before you go, do me a big favor. Let everybody know where they can find you and your work online.
Absolutely, Shawn. I appreciate you having me on. A2Zsports.com/Cincinnati for all the coverage this weekend. We have a great Bears writer as well. Cole Noble does a great job of covering Chicago from that angle. So definitely check him out at A2Zsports.com/Chicago Bears. And yeah, everything NFL news-wise, A2Zsports.com.
Yeah, Cole's been on here quite a few times. Because Evan has been on with me for a couple of years. And then he got moved up. I'm like, oh, we're moving on up now, huh? We don't cover any teams anymore. We're covering all the writers, I see. So I was giving him some shit because he said he didn't cover the Bears anymore. But yeah, you guys are growing over there, and everybody that he sent me has been nothing but top notch, and you're one of them, man. Thanks again for your time. I really appreciate it, man.
Absolutely, Shawn. Thank you, guys.
All right, buddy. We'll talk. Thanks, guys. That's John Sheeran from A2Z Sports from Cincinnati. He said 30-27 Bears. The only problem I have with that is that who do we play? The Saints. They gave up a lot of points. Not the Saints. Who the hell did we play? The Ravens. They gave up a lot of points too. They gave up a lot of points in their first couple games, and we couldn't capitalize. That was frustrating. Listen, here's what we're going to take a real quick break. Real quick. All right, and then we'll come back. All right, keep it locked right here. And we're going to finish up strong with a whole bunch of Bears talk. All right, keep it locked right here. Shawn Sierra Sports on Sports Zone Chicago.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
How do you take care of your mind health?
For my mental health, I meditate in the mornings. I have my dogs. They're the best.
I just find ways that help me just relax.
Finding things that make me happy, like being close to my family.
I meditate a lot.
and read books.
I have hobbies outside of the game. I'm able to switch off. I'm able to turn my brain off from the game of basketball.
Your mind health matters.
Your mind health matters.
It's a romance sport. What? It's a romance sport like that.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. Every day, no matter where we serve, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Every body in a work zone is someone somebody.
This is my mom. She works for KDOT.
This is my dad.
This is my mom.
This is my daddy.
This is my sister.
This is my daddy.
This is my son, Scott. He was killed while working in a highway work zone. When you drive through a work zone, drive like a life depends on it. Because it does.
A little more efficient and complete some more balls.
From the 22, Williams on the flip. Colston Loveland, the rookie tight end. He's going to have a...
Doing our job.
Fake the handoff. Williams has time. Tosses on a crossing route and makes the connection with Odunze. Line of scrimmage is the 40. On a give for Swift. Nice cut by Swift. Been such an outstanding pickup. It's a bootleg, and it's Williams. Open man, Williams feeds it. Odunze's got a first down. The Bears are looking really sharp. 3rd and 6. Williams on the move. Throws on the run, and it's complete for a first down. He feeds it to Odunze.
Welcome back to ShawnSierraSports on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of CBS. Those were the boys on Sunday in a tough loss to the Baltimore Ravens. Quote the Raven, nevermore. Oh, man. We just got done with John Sheeran from A to Z Sports. He covers the Bengals. He lives in Cincinnati. He covers the Bengals for A to Z Sports. And there's a lot of opportunity here. There's a lot of opportunity here for this Bears team. And the thing that I want them to do is I need them to take advantage of it. Ben Johnson needs to make sure that this team is prepared. Okay, Ben Johnson he's got to make sure that these guys understand that these opportunities are precious. They're precious. You only get 17 of these a season. And if the Bears come out and play fundamentally sound football, minimize the penalties. No more pre-snap penalties, no more false start, all this false start, illegal formation, all these nonsense that puts us behind the chains or takes away big plays. Big plays meaning first down or 10, 15, 20-yard gains. If you do that, we're in a good spot. We're in a good spot because this defense that Cincinnati has is not good. They're not good at all, and they know that. That's the fun part. They know it. So Joe Flacco gets to go play 7-on-7. Like, all right, we just got to outscore teams. And I got two Mickey Ficky wide receivers that'll help me do it. So we need to be advantageous. We got to create turnovers. This week is going to be a game to create turnovers, because if you're able to do that and take the ball out of the hands of the Cincinnati offense, and we're able to control the clock, guess what? More time for us with the ball, more scores we can possibly have. Junior says, Ben Johnson, that's the correct kid from throwing all the time to Odunze, who drops passes and throw to the guy who's going to catch it and get yards in DJ. You know how I feel about that. And Ben Johnson, I would love to be up at Hallis, because they addressed the question, and he says, well, a lot of times we have a built-in target, who's the primary. And I'm thinking, so do you have the primary? Is Rome the primary target? Because it's far too much to him that's forced. Okay, we've seen Caleb miss people in the flat, people underneath that are open, because he's forcing it to Rome. You know how I feel about it. I'm not happy about it. And Ben's got to do a much better job of saying, hey, listen, you need to get the open guy. You need to hit the wide open receiver. We have two good ones. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see if he can get it done. I don't know if he's going to get it done, if he'll get it done this season. I really don't. But one of the things that I'm super, super excited about is this run game. I am extremely excited about this run game. Even if DeAndre Swift doesn't play, and I want him to play. But I want to see Kyle Monangai run this ball with an offensive line whose run fits have gotten better since the bye, and against a defense who couldn't stop a bloody nose. I want to see this. I want to see that the confidence in this young man. You know, we've heard all about him. I've told you about him. Now I want to see it, and I want to see him in action, tearing some stuff up on a Sunday. Patty, good morning, Patty. Good morning, Theo, Shawn. So Jeremiah's watching. Good morning, Mijo. Good morning, Jeremiah. Good morning, Monica, if you're watching as well. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Black Diamond said it'll be an effing miracle if he throws to the open guy, Shawn. Yeah. Yeah. Junior, this is probably the best. This is exactly it. Nothing more, nothing less, Junior. Bears have to stop playing to the level of the competition that particular week. You have to. Because you're playing a good team, you play up here. Playing a bad team, you play down here. Playing a team that sucks on defense, we play down here offensively. That's the issue. Your preparation is not determined by your opponent. Your preparation is determined by the standards that you adhere to. That's how your preparation for the week goes. And Ben Johnson said it a couple of weeks ago. We have yet to employ the habits of a championship team. That's preparation. And Ben's got to get his thumb on it now. I don't like the fact that he says, well, the coaches have talked about it, so now the leaders got to get. No, you get on him. You get on him. When he comes off the sideline, if you have a false start, you put us behind the sticks. You make a 3rd and 1, a 3rd and 6. I'm getting in your face. Ben needs to get in their face and say, this can't happen. Again, you're sitting for a series or you're sitting for a quarter. That's how you affect concentration. Your playing time will be affected. Come on, Ben. You talk about the leaders. You are the leader. I said that. You are the leader. Jason says, I wonder if we see more Monungai if Swift still has a nagging groin injury. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And I can't wait, Jason. I cannot wait. I want to see this young man have a day. I want to see Kyle Monungai have a day. Have a day, young man. This is the ideal setup. You get a guy who loves to run between the tackles. We have an offensive line who's had better run fits, and now you mesh those two together. Remember, he had 80-something yards a couple weeks ago after Swift had 120. 200 yards between the two, which shows you Kyle Monungai can carry his own. As a backup, you get 84? Come on, man. This is a perfect setup. And this is exactly what Ben and this offense need, because now you can run the ball. Now you can get 4 or 5 yards, 6 yards a pop. And when you do that, guess what? Now the play action is a lot more effective. Those linebackers are coming downhill a hell of a lot faster, leaving a bigger gap behind them, between them and the third level, which is where Colston Loveland comes in, which is where those deep ends come in, the dig routes or the comeback routes or the corner routes or the post routes. Everything is predicated on this run game, and we have a team that has struggled defensively against the run, the 31st and 32nd. They're one of the top two, the bottom two in run, and the bottom two in pass, and they're the worst in scoring defense. So you obviously you couldn't get a better alley-oop for this week. To borrow a saying from the Smoke Fellas. That's alley-oop to this team. And again, one thing that I really wish this team had was an attitude. And I thought we had it the first 2 games out of the bye. Thought we did. And then Ben goes away from the run. So sometimes it's not even the players, it's the coach. We cannot go into it trying to be the smartest person in the room. Dance with who brung you is an old saying. And you saw what got you a couple of wins, and that's the run game. So go back to the run game. Go back to the run game. Pound the rock. Beat it in your offensive lineman. And here's a key, an excellent time to go into your offensive line room or the offensive meeting room and say, big boys, we are running the ball 30-plus times on Sunday. Watch how happy they get. Watch how much better practice is. Watch how much better they play on Sunday. Watch. You know you're running the ball 30 times. You know you got a guy back here who led the Big Ten in rushing. And the same guy was second in the Big Ten in rushing the following year. You got a guy who run between the tackles. If Sweat plays, that's another weapon. Watch how happy you make those hogs. Watch how happy you make those wide receivers. Because guess what? Those wide receivers are going to be blocking. We're going to have some big plays on the ground. But also it's going to open up for them on the pass and the play action. Watch how happy this entire team gets if you go in there and say we're going to run the ball. Because if the wide receivers understand what that means, they're like, oh snap, I got to block a little, then I'm gonna be wide open. I'm gonna have some play action pass. This is the premise of Ben's offense. I hope Ben adheres to his own principles. I hope he does. Because what did I just say? A lot of times people like to be the smartest guy in the room and outthink themselves. Sometimes things are just that simple. Tell him, Black Diamond. He says people who know ball live by that saying, your opponent does not determine your preparation. You're damn right. You're damn right. You prepare, you give them the respect that they deserve because they're an NFL team. They probably have the top tandem, wide receiver tandem, and if they're not the number one tandem, they're the number two tandem in the NFL. So you better have some respect. You better put some respect on them wide receivers. Put some respect on them names. Some respect. Because this team can hurt you. I agree with you, Junior. Junior says Bears have to get touchdowns and not field goals. You saw the rant that went on Wednesday. I solved their red zone problems. Solved them. I need Ajay back in there. 2 tight ends or a tight end, Ajay checks in as eligible, put him in motion. A tight end kicks out. Ajay turns up in the hole. The second tight end is right behind Ajay up in the hole. And we have either Roshan Johnson or Kyle Monangai right behind him. And if that doesn't work, well, guess what? Rome, you're 6'3", with a 39-inch vertical. Run a big slant. That didn't work? Give me a slant fade. Or we'll get a back shoulder. We'll fade, back shoulder. Perfect. Do you realize we were running that at Holy Cross back in 1990, 1991? Mike Lewis was our receiver. This dude was a stud. My sophomore year. It's called a fade stop. And we were running that in 1990, 1991. You take a hard inside jab, and you widen like you're going to fade, and you're going, and then you stop and turn. And that ball's on your back shoulder. And our quarterback, Tom Chacho, would hit him every single time. We have the receivers. You can do it with DJ Moore, too. I want DJ to score. DJ is just only 6 feet. Give me a guy who's 6'3", like Rome. 6'3" with a 39-inch vertical. Throw it up, Rome. Get to the side of that DB. Jump up, snatch the ball, tuck it in your arm, come down. Give the DB the ball. Take this home as a souvenir. Junior says, feed DJ. Believe me, please, I would love DJ to have another phenomenal game. But I'd love either of them to have. I want DJ. But I won't be sad if Rome gets $150. Or here's a crazy idea. How about Rome $120 and DJ $130? Each with a tutty. because this is where this offense can go. This is where this offense can go. Calvin Ungai, 100 yards rushing. DJ Moore, $130 receiving and a tutty. Rome, $120, $125 and a tutty. Colston Loveland, 60, 80 yards. Come on, man. Now we're cooking with gas. This is the possibility of this offense. This is what I expect from 2026 on. That's going to be my standard. They're going to have to average 100 yards a game, each of those guys. Each of those guys is going to have to get 1,000 yards next year. DJ and Rome, they're going to have to get 1,000 yards. A lot of that falls on the quarterback. But this is a team that is ripe for the picking. It's ripe for the ass whooping. Go in there, beat the hell out of them, and leave. Let's not give them a chance. Let's not give them hope. They got two stud receivers that if you give them hope, those stud receivers can win the game for them. If you let them stay close, Jamar Chase and T. Higgins can win games for you. We don't want to put Cincinnati, allow them to get into that position. So our backups need to step up big time. Rick, I couldn't agree more. It says no excuse for not getting 300 yards versus this defense, FGB. No reason. Caleb's got to be able to be, he's got to be surgical. He has to be methodical. And that's my issue. When I see Caleb taking the slants, the curls, the hitches, when I start to see him take those on a consistent basis, I'm going to be more comfortable knowing he's becoming more methodical. Because if you're going to give me this, I'm going to get the ball to my playmakers on the slants, the curls, the hitches, because they're yak monsters. They are yak monsters. When he gets to that, watch out. Watch out when Caleb gets to that point. Junior says, look at that Commanders game 2 years ago with DJ, and they never, ever used him like that again. You're right. It's because Justin Fields said that was his number one receiver. He treated him like a number one receiver. And what did he do? He performed like a number one receiver. They need to go in, and this is the issue. Here's where Ben Johnson needs to come in, and it's got to be he has to have a bad attitude at practice. You have to drill into their heads. This is what we need. We need to come in, run the ball, punch them in the mouth, and while they're reeling, now we hit it big. Now the play action. Rome, now's your game. DJ, now's your game. Hopefully Luther Burden can come off of concussion protocol, because if he can, that's another huge weapon. Think of all the weapons that I'm saying. DJ, Rome, Luther, Olamide, Colston, Cole, DeAndre Swift, even Calvin Ungai can catch the ball. That's 7 different people you can throw the ball to. 7. We're getting there, though. We're not there. We are on our way to being that team that people are like, shit, I got to play the Bears. We're not there yet. We're not close, but we're getting closer. And a team like this, a Cincinnati Bengals team that is just god-awful. These are the teams you have to abuse. These are the teams you got to say, hey, it's not personal, baby. But we got some work to do. And as Goldberg used to say back in the early 90s on WCW, who's next? You just happen to be next. That's the mentality that I need from this team. Who's next? Because we're going to do our thing. Doesn't matter who you are, what defense you run, how you try and stop us. We're going to do our thing. That's why it's imperative to me that you get this running game going. Running games travel. You should be able to travel. This running game should be able to travel to Cincinnati. and be effective. It should be. Excuse me. The leaders on this team are ones that need to echo that. And again, I don't know who they are. I don't see Caleb as a leader, as a motivational leader. He's the leader because he's the quarterback, but I just don't see him being the Pied Piper. He's got to play better. And he's got to have that killer instinct. He's got to have that killer instinct. The only person on this team, on the offense that has it might be DJ. I think I said it earlier, but I want to say it. If I didn't say it earlier, okay, I definitely need to say it now. I want to wish a happy anniversary. And a lot of you did it. You wished it to him in the chat earlier. Come on, maybe what the heck? Here we go. But I want to wish a happy 29th. That's crazy. Happy 29th anniversary to Patty and Junior Lara. In my chat, I'll tell you, Junior's one of my best friends in life, man. And I couldn't thank him enough for all he's done for me. He used to let me stay at his house when I lived in Tinley, when I first moved back to Chicago, and we played together. All right, any time of night. Any time of night. I call him at 2 o'clock in the morning because I'm up clubbing. Dude, I'm coming by. Call him when you get here. I call him. Him or Patty would come open the door, let me sleep on the floor so I wouldn't have to drive all the way to Tinley. You talk about friends. I'm grateful for you guys. I'm happy for you guys. 3 decades, almost 3 decades is a long time. All right, it's a long time, and it shows resilience. It shows that you're obviously committed to each other because you've had your ups and downs. Some of them I know, most of them I don't. But for you to be together for 29 years is simply amazing. You have 2 freaking amazing kids who are parents now as well. You guys did a hell of a lot right. I'm glad you guys are my friends. I'm glad to call you friends. I just want to thank you for always being there for me. You know, when we played ball together and even after. Just it's a heck of an example to set for people, you know, for as you go through marriage, ups and downs. And oh yeah, then they gave me a key. Then they gave me a key because Patty's like, all right, I'm tired of getting up at 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm tired of getting up at 3:30 in the morning when you're coming home. That's right. Forgot about that. Oh, man. So I appreciate it. Believe me, I love you too. You guys, I mean, just true friends. It's amazing. Amazing to have friends like this. Almost 30 years I've known you guys. I met you guys in 97. 28 years. 97 when I met you when you were pregnant with Mondo. So happy anniversary to you guys. I wish you nothing but the best. And hopefully you guys have another 29 years. At that point, Junior will be a vegetable in a wheelchair, but he'll still be here. Oh, and then BCP with Shorty every Thursday, 8 o'clock. That was last night. And then the UK Bears. When are you coming on? I know Junior talked about that as well. Shoot. Trying to go back in and look at it. UK Bears is 3 o'clock, but I don't remember what day. Trying to find it. If you want to repost it, the time before I find it, let me know. Just repost it at the bottom. It'll say new. Yeah, I might have missed it. Tuesday at 3 o'clock. Tuesday at 3 o'clock for the Jason UK Bears and his show. So check it out. All right, the more we work together, the further we go. If you want to succeed quickly, you go by yourself. If you want to succeed greater, go with some people. Mono's going to the Bears game wearing my Jimbo Covert jersey. That's awesome. There it is. British Bears every Tuesday, 3 p.m. Central Time. Make sure you check them out as well. They give me a lot of love and support. That's the least I can do is return the favor. All right. Well, listen, guys, 2 hours is coming and gone. I want to thank my guest, John Sheeran, for coming on, giving us the Cincinnati Bengals outlook. All right. I appreciate him from A to Z Sports, my guy, Evan Winter, for putting me on to him. I really appreciate it. Here's the last thing. Here's my prediction. 35-30 Bears. It's going to be a high-scoring game. 35-30 Bears. Okay? Listen, it's going to be a nice weekend, nice brisk fall weekend. Let your loved ones know you love them because tomorrow's promised to no one, all right? Perfect time. You got college football tomorrow. High school football tonight. The state playoffs begin. Meet up with some of your people. Head out to a high school playoff game or go up to a bar or go to their house tomorrow. College football all day. Or Sunday, we got the Bears at noon. Go to a sports bar. Go to each other's house, one of each other's houses for Bears games. All right, make memories. Make memories. All right, guys, I got to get out of here. I got to go pick up the warden. I hope you guys have a phenomenal weekend. And yeah, hope you guys have a phenomenal weekend. I will talk to you on Monday. So listen, for everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Listen, I didn't forget about the website. There's one last thing we're trying to get figured. I'll give you the site. Here, I'll give you the site. Go check it out. Here, go check it out. SportsZoneChicago.com. Oh, shit. SportsZoneChicago.com is the there we go. SportsZoneChicago.com. That's it. You can check out all the gear. But I got to get out of here. I got to go pick up the warden and have a phenomenal day. Your boy, SuperBack. I am out.
Come on, race the race. Get ready for the